I'm Dan Rosenberg,
And I'm Stephanie Sheldon.
and we're excited to welcome you to 11 Minutes with Octane 11, a B2B marketing mini podcast. This is a chance to talk with experts in B2B marketing about the real challenges in this complicated space and solutions for solving them in just 11 minutes. Because no one has time to listen to long form podcasts, least of all B2B marketers who are using more tools than ever and are under more pressure than ever to deliver breakthrough messaging and business impact. Today, we're super excited to be talking with Becky Breen, the SVP of Marketing at Connatix, a next generation video platform that helps publishers deliver and successfully monetize video content. It's a great company backed by Volition Capital, and they have a great team. Before that, she was at PlaceIQ, a location-based data business, and Magnetic before that. So suffice it to say that Becky has deep experience in both the marketing function and the evolution of the marketing category as a whole. So we only have 11 minutes. That's a long preamble, but we don't have a lot of time, so let's just get into it. So Becky, please, first, tell us a little bit about your background and what you're working on these days.
Yeah, first, thanks so much for having me. Happy to. As you mentioned, I've been in the B2B marketing industry for about 15 years now, primarily working in the advertising technology space. I like to think of myself as a builder of teams, processes, brands. I really love coming into a company at the early stage and helping grow and build the brand from the ground up. Currently, I lead marketing at Connatix, a video technology company for publishers and advertisers.
Amazing. Well, really interesting background. Excited to hear from you today. So, Becky, tell us about some of the biggest challenges you've seen in B2B marketing and go-to-market motions overall in your experience.
Yeah, happy to. I think the one that comes to mind first is the traditional sales funnel, I think, has been a bit disrupted over the past few years. I think buyer behaviors have changed. They like to do a lot of research and really trust who they're buying from and know who they're buying from before they make a purchase. So it's not just about selling anymore. It's not even just about your product anymore. It's about the brand itself. And I think marketers need to really be where the buyers are and provide value at every touch point along the journey. And while doing so, focusing on building trust and community. And I think it's very hard to execute, and it's even harder to measure the true impact of this type of approach.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. We're just seeing it's really bringing the marketing function so central to the overall buying cycle because they just have to be omnipresent and everywhere all at once.
Yeah.
So, are there any tools or tactics, vendors, campaigns that you've done that have really helped you solve these challenges?
Yeah. So I think the tools and tactics that you use really needs to depend on the current stage and need of the business, and also just like testing what works with your client base. At Connatix, we've seen a lot of success curating event experiences and bringing together our customers. It's been a great way for us to build our base community and establish that brand and market. But now that we've built this strong community, and a lot of it really did come through events and in-person engagement, and we've built a great amount of trust with our amazing customer service team, we're seeing a lot of success actually now with more educational tactics and content like traditional webinars and like ebooks. And we're just seeing a lot more engagement now than we had in the past. In terms of tools and vendors, I think again, it depends a bit on the skill set of your team and the tactics you're employing, but a few that have worked well for us. Splash has been great for our team to quickly and seamlessly execute a large number of events. Showpad, we recently integrated about a year ago. That's been a fantastic tool for our sales and marketing collaboration and our sales enablement function. We've gotten great feedback from both the marketing and the sales team on the tool. For companies that are more focused on content as a strategy, I think Ceros could be very impactful. It's not one that we use today, but definitely a tool that I've had my eye on for some time.
Those are some good ones. As you think about all those tools that you're using, are there any gaps? Is there any tool that you wish you had that would help your job?
Yeah, I know that there are tools and solutions for this, but I think a challenge that we continue to come up against is just really showing the true impact and ROI of our marketing campaigns. So I would say some sort of magic wand that would help us
Mm.
really get to the bottom of the true impact, even if it's not like a revenue number, just
Mhm.
showing more of that broad impact.
Mhm. So true. It is the holy grail. It's amazing. I mean, with all the data that you can bring to bear from all these different tools, it's still just so hard to show the impact on the real business results. And obviously, that's something that we think about a lot at Octane 11. That's what we've been working on. So I'm glad to hear you talk about that.
Yeah, yeah, that's top of mind always for us.
Well, thank you, Becky, for sharing that. That's great. What's one thing that you think everyone gets wrong in B2B marketing?
Yeah, and this is something that I've definitely gotten wrong in the past on my end. So I'll speak a bit for myself, but I think that this notion that you need to be employing all marketing strategies at once to make an impact or even giving them equal weight, I think it just so much depends on many factors about that are particular to your company and business, the size and stage of your company, your total addressable market, the cost of your product, the skill sets of the team that you have. You don't need to do everything at once or build everything at once. And as it relates to your marketing tech stack, your marketing strategy, I think, for example, if you have a very large addressable market and a low cost product, then maybe advertising is a bigger focus for you. If you have a small market size, very expensive product, more niche, you might want to consider employing more one-to-one targeted events like curated event experiences, ABM campaigns. There's just so many tools and vendors that you have in your toolkit and at your disposal, but you don't need to use them all at once. And different stages of the company might call for different types of strategies. So when you're thinking about what you're building, I think it's more about what tool do you need at this moment in time versus building the full engine at once, because I think that is sometimes not achievable, or even it doesn't necessarily make sense for the stage of your brand and your company.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. And to not get distracted by the shiny object in the industry is something to be really cognizant of.
Yeah.
What's a recent win you've had in B2B marketing or maybe just in life?
Yeah. So this isn't exactly recent, but it's recently become a valuable marketing tool for us again with Google's deprecation of the third-party cookie this year. So about 2 years ago, we created a parody video to the Encanto song, We Don't Talk About Bruno, except we made the focus, we don't talk about cookies. And we hired Broadway singers, a very talented videographer and director, and we produced the entire video in 10 days for under 10K. And it was really meant to subtly promote one of our products, which is a contextual targeting solution that does not rely on cookies, while also talking about Google's demise of the cookie in a fun way. And it was a huge success. We've had over 60,000 views on YouTube. We had tons of engagement and social sharing on LinkedIn with our clients. It was a great community builder with prospects and current customers. We won a marketing award for it. So I love talking about this example because it wasn't part of our plan at the start of the year. It was something fun, an idea that the team had, something creative. We decided to take a bet on it and bring it to life, and it definitely paid off. So I think sometimes testing those creative ideas is worth it. And even if it doesn't pan out, I think it's worth taking the shot. Yeah, so that's a fun one that we are still using today, and it's definitely been a big win for the team.
So good. I love that one. I love that one particularly because it's an example of having time to be creative, take some risks,
Mm-hmm.
and B2B marketers so often get so bogged down in the minutia and the data and
Yep.
like connecting and all that kind of stuff. They don't have time to get creative and have fun and create this kind of content, which sounds like it's still paying dividends for you. And so that's all something also big that we work on is just trying to take care of all that plumbing and the data in the background so that to free marketers up to be creative and take those risks and have some fun. So that's I love that.
Yeah, that's
Um,
huge. I love that that's a mission of yours. It's something that I'm constantly thinking about for my team as well. How can I free up time for them to think creatively and feel enabled to be creative? Because I think sometimes those are the campaigns that really stand out the most.
yeah, 100%. Well, that went fast. It's already been 11 minutes. I think a little over, but we got to keep it brief. I feel like I learned a lot talking about your experience building from the ground up, the disruptions in the sales funnel, how buyer behavior has changed, people doing more research, the power of the brand and marketing. Like marketing is just so key for that sales cycle. Your success in bringing customers together at events and then following that up with educational content and webinars and ebooks. We called out a couple of vendors like Splash, Showpad, Ceros. I got to check those out. I know some of them, but I got to look at them again. The challenges of showing campaign and marketing ROI is always a huge one. Finding the right tool for the right stage of your business, and then getting creative. I like mixing the challenge of the deprecation of cookies as a concept, but then also using that as an opportunity to get creative and build this amazing content. So I learned a ton of stuff. I hope our listeners did too. And thank you for joining us. That was great.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you.
So much fun. So we've got a great lineup of B2B marketers and experts up on deck. So please check out more episodes at octane11.com or wherever you get your podcasts. And thanks for listening.